Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan. This is James. He hears music in his head. He just hears Britney Spears all fucking day. Just K104.
2001 Britney Spears.
All right. And we're here to talk about Anna Kasparian's criticisms of Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
This is part 2, by the way. Before we get started, please donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box, and the website is in the intro to this video. Okay, so part 2 is going to be about Tulsi's controversial statements on torture in I believe it was like an Indian interview in 2014 or something like that. And Anna has some critiques for it, as she should. Let's hear them. Let's hear.
Tulsi's hawkishness toward terror has led her to support military actions I, along with many other progressives, disagree with. Torture tactics like waterboarding, which were given the euphemism of enhanced interrogations, was something that Tulsi was supportive of.
Soldier, how do you respond to the much discussed report on the CIA's use of torture and what some Americans have called a blot on American values? Do you share that opinion, or as a soldier, do you have a very different perspective on the use of torture?
Very bluntly, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted on this report. There are, I think the jury is still out on the report itself. There have been comments that there are things missing or it was incomplete, and there are differing opinions on the report itself. But as I think about it myself, clearly we would not like to see any human, any person around the world being treated inhumanely. On the other side, I can also understand that any of us, if we're in a situation where our family or our community, our state or our country is in a place where, let's say in an hour, a nuclear bomb or an attack will go off unless this information is found. I believe that if I were the president of the United States, that I would do everything in my power to keep the American people safe.
So, if you're a progressive, that would be pretty troubling to hear. You know, it's not really a direct answer. No, torture's bad. Or yes, torture is fine. It's sort of like this hypothetical, this hyperbolic scenario. It's like, oh yeah, maybe, yeah. I'll do whatever. She doesn't say, yes, I would torture him. She says, I would do whatever it takes to keep the American people safe. And
I'm not liking that.
yeah, I don't think a lot of people
Whatever it
like
takes.
hearing that. So let's hear, I mean, there should be plenty of ammo for Anna to go on.
You mean
Even in a
that corporate sellout, Gillette girl?
scenario that Gabbard outlined in that answer, we know that the report by the Senate Select Intelligence Committee in 2014 found that methods of torture utilized by our CIA broke international war crime laws and did not result in credible intel. The report's conclusions found that the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques was not an effective means of obtaining accurate information or gaining detainee cooperation.
Now, I've heard that years ago. I've heard that from a guy who does interrogations. He's like, listen, beating the shit out of him does not work.
No.
Like, you have to talk to him. You can actually, if you brought in like a guy who has an understanding of psychology, if you're talking to a dude who's willing to strap on a bomb and blow himself up, you can use some psychological little tricks there to get answers out of him.
Isn't it odd, right? We'll beat him up or we'll hurt him. That way he'll tell us. Like, he'll tell you anything to like make you stop. You know?
Yeah, you can deduct things by poking in different, like, we were watching, what's his name? Nicholas Cruz, his interrogation, the Parkland shooter. We were watching his interrogation, and you can see little techniques the detective is using to get him to answer questions, right? It's like, oh, you remember when you got drunk this night, but you don't remember the friend's house you were staying at yesterday. It's like, okay, clearly you're lying here or trying to protect someone. So psychologically, you can do things to get information out of people. And also, torture is fucking immoral.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and this too. Especially, like, we're going to get you to say you did this.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Waterboard him.
I believe.
Okay, I did.
I believe Anna brings that up. That there's a large percentage of people who just admit to something they didn't do just to stop the torture.
Yeah.
So I think she says that.
The interrogations of CIA detainees were brutal and far worse than the CIA represented to policymakers and others. It also found that 39 detainees were subject to enhanced interrogation techniques, which included sleep deprivation, waterboarding, prolonged standing, and exposure to cold. At least 26 detainees were found to be held wrongfully. At least 5 detainees were subject to rectal rehydration. At least 3 detainees were waterboarded. 1 detainee died in custody, possibly due to hypothermia. Look, the report was so...
Oh, Tim Kennedy. Try that one. It's not torture. All right, guys, ready?
Fuck Tim Kennedy. Fuck him if you're talking about this type of shit. He's not the guy to listen to.
Damaging and damning that even CIA Director John Brennan confessed to how wrong the agency was for using these techniques.
Agency officers used interrogation techniques that had not been authorized, were abhorrent, and rightly should be repudiated by all.
At the same time, I don't trust that fucking guy.
Oh, fuck
Not even
no.
a second. But you could put anyone up there to talk about how bad torture is. I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Doesn't mean this person's not a charlatan.
Yeah.
So don't say, even John Brennan said, like, fuck John Brennan. Just saying.
Fuck him in his blue tie.
Just throwing that out there.
Fucking fat piece of shit.
Fucking,
So,
what did he do on Bill Maher? Was he shilling on Bill Maher?
I think so.
If I remember correctly. Whatever.
It's either him or it was somebody else.
And we fell short when it came to holding some officers accountable for their mistakes.
Tulsi's self-proclaimed hawkishness also explains her support for...
All right. That's going into another topic. All right. So, with all that said, it could seem pretty damning. The interview on the, I guess, Indian TV channel, that's pretty damning because Tulsi's response to it was that she didn't read the whole report, so that's why she's saying, like, oh, I don't have all the details, I don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
There's things missing that I don't know about. But at the same time, she brought up the scenario, the hypothetical scenario of the guy who, I don't know, has a nuclear bomb ready to go off and you have to torture him to get information. It's like, you didn't quite walk that back. She doesn't walk that part of it back. And that is in the interview with Jordan Sheridan. We're going to play that. Okay, so we're skipping past Jordan Sheridan's question about the torture and the TV appearance. And we're going right to Tulsi's answer. Here you go.
That report had literally just come out. I hadn't had time to look at it and to read it when that interview was taking place. Obviously have since. And through my time on the Armed Services Committee in Congress over the last 5 years, I've supported amendments to the defense bill that ban torture, ban these enhanced interrogation techniques, and as president will continue to strongly oppose torture and the use of those techniques.
Okay, so she's worked on amendments. After she read the report, she said no to torture. So I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt in this scenario, to where she may not have understood the definition of torture, to where she said on the Indian TV channel, like, yeah, the guy has a nuclear bomb, we need to get information, blah, blah. I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt. And no, neither should you. It should be feet to the fire at all times.
Yeah. Even if it is like, it's not legally torture. If it's torture, stop it. It's torture.
Yeah.
Torture's torture. Under these guidelines, if you follow them correctly, it's not legally torture. It's like, no, stop it.
And, so it's good that she should just come out and say, I was wrong at this point.
Yeah.
And my record, look at my record, I cleared that up. I just realized what I was doing and started voting against this torture type stuff, or voting for amendments about this torture stuff. That should have been her answer in this thing, but it is what it is. Is that the end of part 2? I think we did all right. We did all right.
See.
All right, that's it. Please subscribe, comment, Make a donation to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box. With the comments, guys, please let us know. Don't just give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Fucking let us know how you feel. If you agree, disagree, if we're missing something, if we're missing an interview that Tulsi had to where she fully explains herself or makes herself look worse, please let us know. That would be buku helpful. Is that a word? I didn't say bukkake, I said buku. It works. Either way, thanks for watching, and give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.